Hello everyone, welcome to Duino Tech channel. We are continuing learning JavaScript using FreeCodeCamp platform. In the previous tutorial, we stopped here in this challenge 91. Continuing from this challenge is asking us to now push the weapon, this new weapon we created in the previous tutorial, into inventory array. We declared this inventory array variable earlier before on the previous tutorials. On the top here should be part of here, this one. And now we can update this inventory array every time by pushing the new weapons that we created here or we declared here in the previous tutorial. Let's just do that. And this example just showing you how to push an element, as we learned previously how to use push method to push an element to end of an array. So we are going to call the name of the variable for that array is called inventory, and add it here, then dot push, and then we need to push the new variable we created here. Add a semicolon at the end and check your code. Congratulations, your code is passed. Submit the changes and move on to the next challenge. And in this challenge, asking us to update the text to display this new text. So all the previous time we were changing the full text for this text variable, but now we need just update the exist text value by using concatenation approach. Let's do that here. So copy this part, text.inner, and then assign it equal. We are going to use a combine assignment, so plus equal, if as you remember how we use combine assignment, and then as this text, assign it to this text. And don't forget a semicolon. Check your code. Congratulations, your code is passed. Submit the changes and move on to the next challenge. And in this challenge is asking us to update this text at the end here to add a concatenation operator and then as an inventory array at the end. Let's do that here. So after this string here, add a plus simple and then add the inventory and add this inventory array to display list of weapons. And now check your code. Congratulations, your code is passed. Submit the changes and move on to the next challenge. And now in this challenge is asking us if gold is not greater than or equal to 30, we need to add else statement. So this is the beginning of the if statement. At the end of this if statement, we can add else. If this condition is not true, then try to update the text to use this new text instead. Text.inner text equal, just copy this part of the text and add it to this line and add a semicolon at the end. Check your code. Congratulations, your code is passed. Submit the changes and move on to the next challenge. And in this challenge now is asking us that when a user bought all available weapon, then we need to reject the user not be able to buy more weapon by wrapping all the code inside this buy weapon function with the if statement. Let's do that. So at the beginning of this function here, add if statement and then curly bracket, and inside this if statement parenthesis, let's add this condition to check when the current index is less than 3, then allow the user to buy weapon, otherwise not allow them. So and we need to move all this code inside this new if statement we created. Just cut this one and put it inside the new condition here. Makes it just more readable. So we can see the first condition, and then inside this condition we have nested condition to check first if there is available weapon to buy from. So now check your code. Congratulations, your code is passed. Submit the changes and move on to the next challenge. So in this challenge now is asking us to use length method instead of hard-coded 3 here. For example, if we update the weapons array, we added one more weapon, then that will not be executable or will not be available to the user. So to fix that issue, instead of hard-coded 3, currently this will still return the same value. So the weapons.length will return the number of available weapon. And this weapons array, we should have it here on the top. So we have 4 weapons inside this array. So now if you check your code, congratulations, your code is passed. Submit the changes and move on to the next challenge. And now in this challenge is asking us to update this gold instead of 50 to be 250, so we can test the weapon or buy weapon function. And now we can click on go store, and then we'll be able to buy weapon and see the initial gold. We have 250 gold, And now you can buy a weapon. So you can see now you have a digger in your inventory, you have a stick digger, and we can buy more and more and so on. So now check your code. Congratulations, your code is passed. Submit the changes and move on to the next challenge. So in this challenge now is asking us to update this condition here. Instead of current weapon index less than weapons.length, to change that to weapons.length -1. So because there is an error, let's show you that error. If I open the console and then go to store and buy weapon, and then more and add more and more, so then we'll display this error here, cannot read properties of undefined. So that's why, because these weapons is current weapon index start from 0, and then will every time increase that by 1 will be more than the current weapon index. So we'll try to reach, for example, 5, and the weapons has only 4 weapons. And to fix that problem, we can update this condition here. Instead of weapon.length to weapon.length -1. So that should fix the problem. So now if we go back again to the store and then click on buy weapon until reach to the end, we should not see that error here anymore. So if you check your code, congratulations, your code is passed. Submit the changes and move on to the next challenge. And this challenge is explaining same what I explained in previous challenge. So showing the error on the console when the user bought all the available weapon, unless if we updated the condition here to -1. So and asking us to add else to this first if statement. If there is no available weapon to buy from, then to display this text to the user to tell the user that you have the most powerful weapons instead of nothing displayed here. For example, before updating this, if I go to a store and then try to buy all the available weapon, when you continuously click on buy weapon, will do nothing, and then this message is misleading to the user. So we need to update this message instead of this one to display this text. So let's do that here. So this is a if statement that we need to add else at the end of it, and then as the inner text for the text variable, and then assign it to the new text, this part here, and then add a semicolon at the end. So now if you go back again to the store and buy weapon until get rid of all available golds, or until you have not enough gold to buy a new weapon, then that now is updating the message. You already have the most powerful weapon, and that is better message for the user. So now check your code. Congratulations, your code is passed. Submit the changes and move on to the next challenge. And in this challenge now is asking us that we tested the buy weapon function successfully, so we can update the gold now back to 50 instead of 250. Check your code. Congratulations, your code is passed. Submit the changes. And by now this is the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching, and see you in the very next tutorial.